Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Abigail, the ultimate guru. With me is my co host, the world's only comedian, Bryden Proctor.
Hello.
And also, we have Cloutless here. Hello, Cloutless.
Hello, happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. Cloutless is one of the hosts of the Dr. Dick Show. He is at peaceful_bully on Twitter. I am at OctoAbbey with an I. Bryden is at one and only Bryden. That's the number one. For as little as $1 a month, you can get access to all of our bonus episodes, which we release on Mondays at patreon.com/here to help podcast. We appreciate our patrons very much. Also, send me Dear Abbeys, okay? And not what I got today from Cloutless's followers, because those are kind of terrifying, and I'm not sure if I want to read them.
No, we should read them.
But I'm going to anyway. We're going to do it anyway. I don't know. Some girl was like, "I'm going to kill myself if you don't help me," and I was like, "Well, okay. I guess we're helping her."
We don't want to be responsible for that.
No. I mean, nobody's responsible for things that they hear on the internet. But one thing that I will say is, if you follow me to any extent, I mean, you might know that I think that maybe the only way that you could make things better for you, it's, there's nothing wrong with taking a nice, cool exit.
They've legalized that in Canada now, I think.
Yeah, it's the Canadian way.
Exactly.
Leaf it up.
Send all that money to us first, of course, as always. Our first Dear Abby today. Dear Abby, how do I seduce a man?
You don't.
You don't. Why not?
Well, if you have to seduce him, he's not interested.
Okay.
Like, you're ugly.
Okay.
Like, if you have to ask that, you're ugly.
That's a good point,
Like,
actually.
like,
he should be
honestly.
chasing you. If he's not chasing you, he's not into you. Or he's like a freak.
Yeah, he's not the type of man that you should want to be with.
Exactly. He should worship the ground you walk on.
No,
he should be obsessed with the idea of seducing you.
No. What he should want to do is fuck you. And clearly, if you're a woman and you're talking to a man and he's not actively trying to have sex with you, he's either A, not interested because you're ugly, B, not interested because you're annoying as shit, C, not interested because you're crazy, or D, which is the rare one, this proves that at the best you're a 5, he's married.
I mean, he might just be really religious. That's possible.
Well,
yeah.
that's
annoying.
Yeah.
He might be autistic.
What do you think, Cloutless? How should this?
Look, I kind of agree with Bryden. If you have to seduce a man, you're not going to get that man because he should already be talking to you.
Yeah, it's not like, as a woman, your pickup line can be hello, and all of a sudden, unless you're some type of a pig, then yeah, he's gonna go, how can I pull this? How can I pull off this great heist?
Yeah, you want to know how you seduce
really
a man?
don't
You talk to him in any way, shape, or form. You say anything.
You don't even have to do that. Just smile.
If you're beautiful, you should be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
I think you guys are not understanding the body language that women use to seduce a man. Like, they're not actively chasing and hitting on you, but they are like sneakily making eye contact and looking away or smiling at you. They are giving you an in to go and talk to
This is a girl on Twitter that DM'd you. She's not using any body language. She's scrolling some guy's profile and she wants to seduce him, and she's not going to be able to do it because she's already failed.
Yeah. That's true.
Okay,
I mean,
that's fair.
And also, like, any body language, like, what is she trying? Everything you described, was she trying to sell me a fucking car? Like, what is this?
Yes.
She's like,
basically.
She's mimicking.
Don't you guys always compare us to cars?
Well, we compare cars to women. I don't think we compare women to. I mean, you get compared to a minivan all the time.
Constantly. It's very strange.
I think if a woman wants to use body language to seduce me, she should dress well and use her body to look pretty. That's the body language I want to see.
The only body language I want to see from a woman that wants to fuck me is grabbing my penis.
Okay, I feel like that's a little too forward.
Yeah, you would think, but I'm a dude, so that, like, before I met Erica, that would have worked. That's
Fred,
all you would have to do. Grow up, give me a grown up handshake, kind of. I'd be
I
like,
think you're just a whore. You're just a hoe.
I'm not the one grabbing random people's penises.
Ho.
She is.
Okay, Dear Abby, how do I quit doing coke? You just stop.
You don't ever stop. What are you talking about? Hold on. Buy more Coke. That way you're going to come up with a great idea of how to not do Coke anymore. Duh. Stupid. Next question. That's gay.
Dear Abby, how do I stop scaring men?
Stop doing everything that you're doing on Tinder. Why are we doing every single one of these?
Yeah, I mean, this person said they were going to kill themselves if I didn't read them.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, here. I have an idea for you. Here, all of the questions that are coming from this person right now, all of the answer is get a big tank of helium off of Amazon,
Okay.
a really thick plastic bag, and then like a big rubber tube, and a little bit of courage, and make sure that maybe some tape. Some duct tape, and I think that
they're going to have a very silly voice.
Sure. Right as they're going, this was a mistake.
Dear Abby, why is Cloutless always insta-following low follower accounts with neo-pronouns?
I'm not.
That's a great question, actually.
That's total slander. This person's after me. They're trying to disparage my reputation, acting like they're exposing me. I've never followed anyone with quote unquote neo pronouns. I don't even know what that means.
They're just called progressive pronouns.
Yeah. Well, was there a follow-up question?
Yes, there was. Let's see. Dear Abby, why are those low follower accounts then going dead silent? And like clockwork, Cloutless posts a video of himself popping a bottle of champagne. This has happened 7 times.
I get it. I get the joke.
Yeah, I do not follow. I'm a very friendly, supportive person. I've never ever bullied anyone with neo pronouns to the point where I have to pop bottles of champagne to celebrate their potential demise. It's never happened.
I believe you.
Mm-hmm.
I believe
Does this
you.
person have
As you should.
Does this person have to also co-host the Dr. Dick show?
No. So the Dr. Dick show Cloutless is a different version of me. It's not really who I am. I'm not responsible for his actions.
Oh, okay.
It's a character. If somebody dies because my character that I'm playing gives them terrible advice, it's not on me. It's on the character who doesn't exist.
Exactly. Yes. So they have to charge the character that doesn't exist with the crime. That's fair.
Exactly. It's like blaming, Sherlock Holmes for your trauma. Sherlock Holmes isn't real.
Don't say that. It's Christmas.
Dear Abby and Bryden, can you each share a miserable holiday anecdote?
Oh, you go first because I got a really good one.
Okay, let's see. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I got lots of good stuff for Christmas, but after Christmas, every year we have to go spend time for multiple nights, all in the same house, with family members that
and it's haunted, and if you stay there for 24 hours, you get a $10,000 inheritance.
No, you don't get shit except having to pretend that you're best buddies with like family members who only came out of the woodwork very recently and are pretending like you know them. It's very strange, and they treat my children like they have any sort of like relation to them. And it's just weird. It's
it's weird.
I have to go play pretend for 3 days. It's horrible.
I treat your children like that.
No, well, you're actually my friend. I know you. That's different. I don't know these people. They're strangers who make me uncomfortable, and they take my children out of my sight, like they're actual, like, aunts and uncles or something.
They're related to your husband somehow, right?
Yes, but he doesn't know them. They're complete strangers to him. They literally were gone his entire life until like a year ago.
I just think some people are just being nice to kids. Like, unless it's like,
they want something. They happen to pop up as soon as a certain family member got some money.
Okay.
They're not around to be our friends. I mean, they're pretending to be. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Did you try paying them to go away?
Yeah.
That would be a good plan.
That's
anyway,
what you do.
Yeah. So I have to go pretend that I like people that I don't know and don't like. That's about it. What about you, Bryden?
Oh, this is the restaurant.
Yes.
Christmas Eve. I went to a place in Orlando over in Winter Park.
Well,
and I'm going to be specific about the neighborhood because there's apparently multiple ones around town.
Real quick though, he texted me at midnight demanding I get on a voice chat with him. I was asleep. Christmas Eve. I wanted to get up early for Christmas. Why
You
would
had said
I have jumped on a voice chat at midnight?
because I checked the Discord and you had said something earlier. I didn't check the timestamp on it.
Yeah,
I was
think
just like, oh.
I posted something and then went right to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't check the thing. I was hammered, you know. But this is a place called the Porch, and it was okay. A thing about me is I never complain at restaurants. I used to work at restaurants. I know how fucking hard it is. I get it. I would never complain, and especially on Christmas Eve. Now, it wasn't like it was midnight at Christmas Eve. It was, like 5 something in the morning. No, I'm kidding. It was like 5 in the afternoon on Christmas Eve. We get there. It's plenty busy, so we're not like the only assholes or anything like that. And I'm like, I'm going to have a Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary sucked. Well, I'm going to have a pesto grilled cheese, and it's got tomato on it. Biggest tomato I've ever had in my entire life on this grilled cheese. Guess what? Wasn't even mad about it. Didn't care. I had gone in there going, it's Christmas Eve. I'm going to give some holiday spirit. I'm going to tip this bitch $50 or whatever the fuck it is. Like just a lot for, what we were ordering. And I was there with Erica and her mom. Her mom gets just this terrible sandwich. It was disgusting. Erica's food was bad. All of that wouldn't have mattered, except for the fact that the server was a bitch the entire fucking time. She showed up, is there for a second, and then takes the order. That's fine. I asked, hey, can I have some like Tabasco and some pepper, please, for this Bloody Mary? That should be fine. She rolls her eyes, wanders away, and I'm like, it's Christmas Eve. Who cares? She comes back. She's got some hot sauce, and I'm like, all right, I'll have the Cholula and the pepper. Thank you very much. Rolls her eyes, wanders away again. All of that. I'm like, this is fine. This is still fine. The food's bad, but this is still fine. And the food was so bad that, like, her mom decided she was going to say, yeah, it was just okay when the woman finally came around to do that. And she rolls her...
That's a big deal. You don't ever just say, when a waiter asks you how your food is. Like, I've never done that before. Even when it was bad. Like, that's a big deal. Yeah.
I agree. And the rolling your eyes and wandering away was the biggest part of it. And I was like, whoa. And I didn't care when... she kind of rolled her eyes again, and I'm like, hey, it's fine. We can just get the check, and this is fine. She comes back, throws the damn little clipboard on the table, and goes, I got a half off for you, and then runs off. I'm like, hey, you don't have to do that. She's not listening to me at all. And I'm like, you don't have to do that. And she like threw this to-go box down at Erica and all of that, and I'm like, don't put any of that in there. We're going to look like dicks, And I stood up, which is something I never do. I stood up, walked over to the bartender, and was like, I just want to pay and leave. She was like, is something wrong? I was like, kind of. Yeah, the server was a dick, but it's fine. It's Christmas Eve. I get it. I just want to leave. Server comes over, and she was like, is something wrong? I go, it's not going to affect your tip. You were kind of a jerk the whole night, but it's Christmas Eve. I get it. I'm going to leave you a big fat tip. Don't worry. The whole time, I'm still thinking, like, I'm going to leave her a bunch of money. Like, why not?
Right.
And then she just huffs and wanders off. And the bartender is talking to me and goes, well, what happened? I was like, server was just probably having a bad night. It's fine. The food was not good. That's fine. And she goes, that's not most people's experience. And I go, they can still keep going here then, but I'm just never going to come here again. And she wanders off, takes forever. And she's like, the manager wants to talk to you. And I go, I don't want to talk to the manager. I just want to leave.
Gracious.
I just want to leave.
It's almost like they wanted you to be the bigger asshole. A bigger asshole than you really were.
Well, that's not who I was not an asshole at all on this.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They wanted you to be a bigger asshole because they were expecting it the whole night.
Well, it was just so crummy.
They can justify themselves. As soon as you blow up or give them a $0 tip or anything like that, then they were in the right. That's what that is. They just have to keep escalating until you do.
Well, this is why it got so weird, because I was using this tone the whole time. I'm like, hey, I get it. It's Christmas. I'm like, it's fine. And I still left her a 30% tip and was just like, I just want to go. I don't want to talk to the manager. I want to go. And then I checked. The pending thing is gone. It's now gone through. They just didn't even take my tip. So I got half off. I could have gotten it all for free if I was a cunt. And maybe some vouchers or something.
If you had
They
just
didn't even take my tip.
accepted their offer, you would have gotten it for free. It sounds like.
Yeah, but I didn't
Like
want to
you
do
wouldn't
that.
even have to be a jerk.
They needed you to be the bad guy last night, and you weren't complying, and so they were insistent that you were going to be the villain. And they were like, "This guy didn't tip, even though you tipped." You know, they took it off. They wanted you to be the villain. They needed a villain that night.
It's one thing if, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry that you had a bad experience, blah, blah, blah.
She's
but
rude.
It doesn't sound like that happened at all. Yeah.
I wanted the full bill, and I wanted her to take the damn tip. She took Christmas spirit from me. Like, I don't care about the fucking food being bad or her being a bitch even. I cared about the Christmas spirit being robbed from me because I was like, I expected to. The whole reason I wanted to go in there was like, it's hard being a server on Christmas Eve. I want to bring some Christmas joy to somebody. What a jerk. I will never go to that place again. And, yeah. So
Have
I don't
you left
know.
a bad review yet?
No, I'm not going to do that. This is my bad review. If you're ever in the Orlando area, don't go to the fucking Porch. It's shitty. There's way better restaurants in the area because that place stinks on every level. That was my negative Christmas experience. Everything else was rad.
Funny because they handed to you on a silver platter everything my mother always wanted. Like she would be the one complaining and be like, look, none of my kids would eat their food. It's terrible. And she would just keep on going until they gave us everything for free.
I wanted to pay.
My parents are the same way. It's almost like they want you to do that, They really do.
No, it's not who I am. I'm not going to sit there and complain about that. I just complain about the meanness. And normally I'd be like, what a cunt, But
yeah.
She didn't just give me a terrible sandwich. She stole Christmas. She's a Grinch.
She's a Grinch.
She refused your own generosity, too. She took away your 30% tip. She punished herself.
Yeah, well, I mean, she was going to get fucking more than the meal cost. And then, like, why are you being a jerk? God, I don't know. But that was my negative Christmas experience, and I wanted to get that one out there because it was very frustrating. Because, I don't know, talk to Erica about how she gets mad that, like, if they could come by at a restaurant and, like, cut off a piece of my toe, and I'd be like, well, they didn't mean to. It's fine.
I had one experience. I think I've already talked about it on the show before in a previous episode, so I won't get into it again. But yeah, all I'll do is be like, okay, fine, yeah, okay, and then leave a 0% tip if the server is that bad, like horrible bad. I've only done it once, but it was bad enough. But I don't like say anything mean to them. I'm nice until we get out of there because I don't want them to spit in my food or do something terrible to it.
I don't know why you like a 0% tip is like you really would have to literally like physically hurt me for that to happen. I mean, like I'd rather leave a spiteful tip.
Well, so I ordered a specific thing. He brought me something completely different, and when I said, "Oh, hey, sorry, you made a mistake. Maybe this was for someone else. It's not what I ordered. I ordered this. Can we just switch it out?" He got very upset and sighed, like visibly, like his face got mad, and he like calmed himself down for a second and sighed and then said that I made the mistake and I told him the wrong order and was trying to get free food. And then walked away huff and puff and then brought me food back and I was scared to eat it because I was like, he definitely did something to his food. So I gave him a 0% tip because that's just extremely rude and insulting. And your job is to just say, oh, sorry, let me fix that.
As somebody that worked in restaurants for a number of years, the amount of like contaminating food with things like that, that's not something that would happen. The back of the house hates the servers too. They blame the servers. They didn't blame you. They blamed the server. They called him a fucking dick. They said you fucked it up.
Bit in it all the way over.
I'm telling you, the back of the house said the server's a dick. I guarantee.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I want to insult a server, I think I would give a $1 tip instead of a $0 tip because I feel like that's more insulting in a way,
Maybe. I wrote the 0 very, very big.
Right.
If that helps. I was mad. And my poor mother-in-law saw me do it and her eyes got huge and she said, "Oh, are you really doing that?" I was like, yeah, I'm doing that. He insulted me to my face. You can't just do that and then I give you extra money. No.
Why don't you think it's more insulting to just like somebody being a dick and then to just like give them even more money. I mean, it shows that you're better than them. Because
Well,
like
I don't know.
that's the whole
I
thing.
don't. I
This
don't.
girl
I don't
also
see that as an insult. I see that they take that away as a win for sure.
they should because they should
I-
like I'm trying I'm not trying to insult them. What I'm trying to do because they're I mean, this woman had said she had been working at this place since 2016. So it's like it's not
Okay.
even just like a college job for her. And she was kind of she wasn't hot. It was the thing too. Bartender kind of hot. Her not hot. Um,
Right.
you know, I don't know, and nothing to like for people that like make a lot of money working at restaurants because like, dude, you can definitely do that.
For
But not if,
sure.
not with that type of an attitude. And no, I mean, it's just to me that's way more insulting. Like if
I
somebody's
don't know.
like, "Hey, guess what? I know you're having a bad day. Go ahead and just have this because I know you need it," type of
Look,
thing.
I'll say it again. She was working Christmas
Mm,
Eve night. She wanted there to be a bad guy. She wanted to go home and complain that she had to work
oh
on
yeah.
Christmas Eve, and you were not that bad guy. And she kept pushing. She wanted you to be the bad guy, and you just refused. And that's really why she was upset. You weren't giving her the satisfaction of just being mean.
No,
And that
because
might
I'm a
be an
That's why
Christmas
she
insult.
took
boss.
away. That's why she took away her own 30% tip, so she could still complain about it later.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would
she could
really
just
like.
She's got a
pretend.
whole other thing going on where she wants to go home to her family members and be like, "This fucking asshole was such a dick, and he didn't tip me, and like you weren't giving her that satisfaction."
No,
It's psychologically motivated. It's not financially
Yeah.
motivated.
And
I
I'm
don't know.
just not interested in being the bigger person in the situation. I'll do tit for tat as whatever. I just like you're an asshole. You don't deserve
Right.
extra money. Like I'm paying a bunch of money to eat out right now. And the extra like the tip, like I'm fine with leaving tips. I leave big tips. It's whatever. I'm happy to do that if you are just not rude to me. That's my baseline. That's it.
Right.
I don't know. We ended up going to a couple places on Christmas Day, and I got to spread Christmas cheer there. But those people were like fantastic. They were just like great people. I don't know that it just I'll sit there and I will never go to that place again, and I will be upset about that for a long time because watching people actively sabotage themselves like that is so irritating. It also, I mean, I was dressed pretty awesome looking, but to the untrained eye, no, to the untrained eye, that might look homeless. So she didn't know that I was the one paying the bill. I think as might have been it too.
Right.
Clotless, do you have a miserable holiday anecdote for us?
Kind of. So I'm Cuban American. I live in Miami. We have this like Noche Buena, this is called celebration on Christmas Eve. So really, we celebrate Christmas like Christmas Eve night, and there's a Cuban tradition where you roast an entire pig, like the whole thing, in this device, and it's called La Caja China, which literally means Chinese box. And I'm told that the reason it's called that is because some Chinese immigrants in Cuba introduced the method, and they just, the Cubans are kind of racist, so they called it the Chinese box. And it was been passed down every year since I was like 2 years old, generations from my grandfather, great grandfather to my grandfather. Then my dad took it over because my grandfather.
Wait, the tradition or the actual device?
The tradition of how to cook it in the device. Like somebody has
Okay.
to be responsible for cooking this pig. And my dad was just like, I'm not gonna fucking do it. Like whatever. Like I'm not Cuban. My dad's not Cuban. I'm not gonna do it. You guys do it. This is me and my brother. And we try to do it, it should be pretty simple. You just put coals on this Chinese box, whatever. And we didn't buy the coals because we're lazy pieces of shit. And my dad was like, I bought you guys coals, but there's a problem. They're cowboy coals or something from Whole Foods, some fancy coals, and they burn either 2 to 10 times hotter. We don't know. So we're like, whatever, let's just follow the directions. We put the 16 pounds of coal over. In like an hour, the whole pig is fucking fried,
Oh
right? And it's
shit.
like burnt, and we're like, oh my God, it's like the only year we've ever screwed it up. We try to save it. We do some shit where we just dump the coals on like the side of the road. We try to cool it with air, and we're just like, it's over, Like all I wanted that.
Dumping the coals on the side of the road is mighty Cuban of you.
Yeah, yeah. It was.
You're like,
We were trying to channel the Cuban energy in this whole process, and whatever. It was burnt. Like nobody got to enjoy the skin, but and I told my brother, I'm like, dude, all I want is like a compliment from like the family, the Cuban family, to be like, hey, good job on the pig, boys. All I wanted, and hey, at the end of the day, we managed to take off the black skin, get the meat ready, and the latecomers who didn't see the process, gave us the compliment, so it wasn't too bad.
There you go.
We got a good job on the lechong, boys. So
Isn't
ended
that
up being not too bad.
Isn't that kind of like a weird metaphor for Cuban people just in general? Like, yeah, once we got the skin off, all the people that just showed up were like, "This is great."
Once we got rid of the black skin,
yeah.
Everyone said, great job, guys. You're one of us now. You're an American.
I don't know. I love Cubans, that's for sure. Goddamn.
Yeah.
But how many fucking people showed up that you guys could eat a whole ass fucking pig?
Oh, we had 25 people at our Christmas Eve party.
That still seems like so few people for a fucking pig.
And we normally have like 50 plus, but it was cut in half this year. But yeah, I mean, we eat a lot. I don't know what to tell you.
My Mexican family members do for either Thanksgiving or Christmas. They kind of alternate when they want to do it, I guess. So I'm not sure which is the actual traditional day to do it for them. But they cook a whole pig's head and then make tamales every year, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah, similar. See, Mexicans are just like a weaker tier of Cubans.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, we're superior in every way. Like if you want to like insult a Cuban, just call them Mexican. It's basically a slur for our people.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Now I know I have ammunition.
I mean, the problem is really, and it's not just Cubans, it's, anyone from Panama, El Salvador, Brazil, Colombia. Americans will just assume you're Mexican no matter what. Especially once you start, crossing out of Florida and you're in like the western part of America. Like I went to school in Colorado. Everyone called me Mexican, and it was so infuriating because we're not Mexican at all. Mexicans also work for us here in Miami. You know what I mean? So it's just the stigma of it.
We don't see very many Cubans.
Right.
Honestly, like I have known one Cuban guy, just one, and he was basically white.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I would have just thought he was like super high caste Mexican castizo.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing is that most of the Cubans for such a long time in Miami were basically just white Cubans that were the wealthier people that once Castro took over, he took over, the farmland, all the property. So Cubans are, in a lot of people's eyes, just white people that speak funny Spanish, and it's not an inaccurate description.
No, I look at them as South Florida white.
Yeah, basically.
Like,
and it's interesting growing up.
If you hate communism, then in Florida you're white. You're fine.
Right. And
you're voting for Trump.
Pretty much.
You're like you're good. They figured that out and they were fine. And all of a sudden the GOP loves them. So you're Florida white. You're South Florida white. You're good. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, I didn't even hear the term white until I went to college out of state because we called them Americanos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we always consider ourselves white. Like the Cuban world that I grew up in. Miami's kind of a weird, small town in a sense where it's more separated by class than by race or anything. So and the world I grew up in, there was Americanos and Cubans, but we're all white. That was the mentality.
Well, and the truth is, anybody born in America, sorry, you're American. You are
exactly.
That's I get mud slung at me all the time about my political views, but you're born in America, you're an American. I don't like a lot of Americans, but I do like me some Cuban fellas.
Hell yeah.
And especially the Cuban ladies. Well, I like Cuban ladies.
You got to come down to Miami. You'll meet a lot of Cuban ladies.
No, dude, I went down
to a lot of Cuban fellas too.
Yeah, there's way more Cuban fellas down there than Cuban ladies from what I saw. All those Cuban fellas would also be interested in me if I was, not old and fat. A lot of gay fellas over there. A lot of gay fellas.
Let's into our Reddit advice. Yay. Do.
We're never having a bumper.
Okay, well, that's why I have to do it myself with my mouth. That's why I do that.
Pause. Is that the transition?
Pause.
What are you playing? What is the drop?
I'm not paying shit. I'm just saying pause. Don't say that's why I have to do it myself with my mouth.
That's why I have to. I said that on purpose. Do you think that was a mistake? Okay.
I think it was a mistake to have that on the internet. Yeah.
Look, I have said much, much worse things than that. That can be taken out of context.
Well, that's how I have to do it myself with my butt. Like, what?
And people have clipped the worst things and posted them all over Twitter. Like, I'm past that point. We are beyond the point of no return. All right, from Bumble. You're a piece of shit. You're just mean to me. Why are you so mean to me all the time?
Just do the show. Learn to podcast.
I'm trying to do the show, but you're sitting here and sniping at me again.
Yeah, dude.
Am I the... Shut up.
I'm Chris
Shut
Kyle.
up so I can do the...
I'm Chris Kyle, bitch.
I don't know what you're talking about. Just be quiet.
American Sniper, bitch. Chris Kyle.
Okay.
R.I.P. to the greatest.
Am I the asshole for leaving?
1776.
Oh my goodness, Bryden! Am I the asshole for leaving my family's Christmas party early and taking the gifts I brought for my family members with me?
Kind of.
I'm gonna go with yeah.
Whoa.
For the last couple of years, I avoided spending Christmas with my family because I have a bad relationship with my brother, and my parents defend him when he says some pretty awful things. And we've had small Christmases because of the pandemic. But
okay, hold on. You realize this is just alternative universe my family, right?
Is it?
Where my family took my side instead of my sisters.
Oh, if only. If only. But this year, maybe you could switch families with these people. That'd be fun. But this year, we're going to my grandparents' place, and there would be lots of family there. So I thought it would be easier to just avoid my brother, and there would be more people who might be annoyed at my brother if he decided to be a jerk. So he might not. But like every time my brother decided to get drunk and make fun of me for my weight. He has this joke. The joke is in quotes, where he pulls food away from me at dinner when I'm about to take some, and he says I don't need it because I'm fat. Or he says I should just go jog a lap around the house to earn it.
That rules? That rules?
He did it multiple times, and every time I told him he needed to stop acting like a jerk.
What does she weigh?
It's a man, I think.
Oh, it's pathetic.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
No, it's fine if guys are overweight. They can be funny.
It's not fine if they're being bullied by their brother for it.
No, it is only in movies, though. But yeah, he should just stand up and he should do the John Candy thing. He was like, hey, people like me. My wife likes me. And you know...
I don't think this guy has a wife.
Well, then that's a shame. Every man on this planet deserves some puss. All right? You can go find you a fat, ugly gal.
Yeah. I don't think most men deserve it. Honestly.
Just shut up.
Most men deserve absolutely nothing but to go in a hole in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all do that after we're done. We all end up doing that after we're done making sure that you've got your fucking gay ass makeup and shit. All right, so like quiet. No, every man. It's a matter of like one. He should just learn how to play acoustic guitar. That seems to work. Or you know, just go get a Mogoth bitch. Go like, and if he's older, just go trick a woman on just trick them. Do you know?
He could get like
18-year-olds.
He could get like a mail order bride.
You could also do that. You could also do that. There's so many ways.
Look, you don't need to get a mail order bride to stop your brother from bullying you. What you need to do is, first of all, lose some weight on the season, right? Like between this Christmas and the next Christmas. Just fucking take care of yourself. Second of all, tell your brother to go fuck himself. Like, why are you being pushed around by your brother? How old are you?
I feel like what he should be doing is he should get even skinnier than his brother and then like get some muscle too, so that next Christmas he can do all of these things to his brother.
I think what he should do is he should join Andrew Tate's Hustlers University.
Use
promo code Bryden Proctor. And you get...
Look, if you're leaving your family, if you're leaving your Christmas dinner because your brother's bullying you at an adult age, you're losing. You're losing the war.
That's true.
You need to do something. You need to stand up to your brother, or not even do that. Don't stand up to your brother because that's kind of gay. What you need to do is just not care. Is really what you need to do.
Literally,
just not care.
I thought this was a woman because like literally all you have to do is go, hey, the fuck are you doing, dude? We're trying to have a good time. And then like that phrase alone and just
tried.
like a Tucker look is gonna get everybody's attention of like, yeah, this guy's kind of being a dick. And be like, hey, what are you doing? We're trying to have a good time.
He said right before we started like talking about it, he said he did it multiple times, and every time I told him he needed to stop acting like a jerk.
Yeah, but first of all, the phrase, you gotta stop acting like a jerk. Who are you, fucking Sam Bankman-Fried? Shut the fuck up. Go, hey, what are you doing? Everybody's trying to have a good time. That's because that implies shame, not you're being a jerk. You're being a jerk is what you say to the server who's a fucking asshole.
That's what a girl says. That's what a girl says. A girl says, you're being a jerk. Stop bullying me. You know what you say is like, hey, man, what the fuck's your problem? You're being a fucking asshole. Why are you ruining Christmas?
Exactly.
You know, like you want to get everyone else's eyes on him, you know?
Exactly.
You want to make him look like a weirdo for bullying you on Christmas Eve when you're like in your fucking 20s or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. You have to frame it properly. You have to set the narrative because right now he's setting the narrative for everyone and he's making you seem like you're just a whiny bitch.
You always want to stop acting like a weirdo and make your brother look like the weirdo and start acting like you're above your brother for him being such a fucking weirdo at Christmas. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
The goal.
You take the position of superiority over the guy that's trying to aggressively assert superiority over you. It's not that complicated. Just don't act like a girl, basically.
So
that's a good point.
How are we not back to people, Abby disagreeing with me over there and now agreeing with you that it's always important to take the air of superiority, which is you leave a big fat tip regardless because you go, I'm better than you.
Okay, how is saying I could have given you money, but you're an asshole, and I'm not going to. Not also having.
It's different, Bryden, because
no.
you know
I control your tip.
No.
You know
No. Excuse me. I never said that. I said I'm still going to leave you a really good tip. I never once said I was going to leave you a $50 tip. And she ended up with a $9 tip because she took that off. It could have been an 18. But when she was a dick, she wasn't getting the whole thing, you know. But she didn't know that. All right. Always take your time to use your leverage to shove it in somebody's face and go, what are you doing? Why are you like this?
I think it's very situationally dependent.
I think you're implying that all people are equal here. So like if my brother does something, I want to assert my superiority to him because he's my brother. He matters. A server doesn't matter to me.
Everybody
a server is just a fucking lady. Actually, I'm asserting my superiority just for the fact that she's serving me, right? So if I give her 0 tip, I'm asserting just as much superiority as if I give her a huge tip. No, you know, don't get me wrong. I understand what you're saying. You give her a big tip just to show her like fuck off, but who cares? She's a random server. I'm never gonna see her again.
No,
you know?
it's important.
But my brother, I'm gonna see at every single Christmas party from this point forward. No, so I need to take my stand. You know. Here's the difference.
If you assert your dominance and are mean to somebody that you see all the time, that's, I mean, I guess a little better, but it's way more embarrassing to just like take the higher road. If you do that to a stranger, these are things that people remember their entire fucking lives. And that's good because you never see them again. You never see them again, and they'll never see you, and they just have to remember what a fucking prick they are. You don't have the opportunity to come back and go, hey, remember how funny and strange that was? I'm glad we're over that.
No, I see what the disconnect is here. Okay, I'm not agreeing with Cloutless because I think he should be getting one over on him or like feeling superior necessarily. This is about his image within the family and the narrative within the family. This is about family cohesion and where you fit in the family.
Oh, I don't have that,
it's just a completely different situation.
See, that's the difference in where I'm not getting this whole thing from is because like, dude, my family, they're just happy to see me when they see me or hear from me when they hear from me. Like I'm not connected to the family that much. I love my parents. They love me. My brother has the Asperger's, so we don't talk, but he doesn't talk to anybody. And then my sister and I don't talk. She's a bitch. So maybe that's different. I don't understand you people who just can't assert dominance over your entire fucking families then and go, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want.
Look, You're just calling me out for things that none of the listeners know about right now, and nobody understands it but me, but I'm calling you out right now. That's exactly what you texted me, okay? Anyway, but that's beside the point. But my family, I did assert dominance over Bryden, and they're not in my life anymore, okay? It's my in-laws that I want, because that's not my family, that's my husband's family, and it's his job to decide what happens with them. All I can do is cultivate my image within it and determine how I react to things to a small extent, because it's not my family.
No, you know what's really funny? That's not what I was doing. I was just once again talking about myself, as always, and you decided to make it about you and expose yourself.
True. That is true. He basically said nothing about you whatsoever, and you made it about yourself.
You didn't understand how crafty Bryden is. He's doing this on purpose. He's insidious. Okay, let me continue with the story.
I'm not a terrible movie.
Like always, my parents ignored him, but so did everyone else except my uncle, who laughed at me with my brother. I told my uncle to stop laughing because it encourages him, but he didn't. So he's just laughing at him.
See, the problem is you told your uncle, stop laughing at me. Like, you just sound like a little bitch.
He does sound like
pretty
a bitch.
wimpy.
You sound like a little bitch. Why don't you just act like a man instead of acting like an effeminate little girl who's bullied by their brother?
Take your plate back.
I mean, to be honest, if we want to take it back to our families, I can't relate to this story at all, because I'm not bullied by any of my family members this way. Because I'm not a little bitch. I don't even really have to, because I'm just normal.
Also, maybe your family's just fucking normal and doesn't do weird shit like that. Like the guy the bully sounds like a dick too.
Yeah, the bully sounds like a dick. You sound like unusually insecure for a male in his 20s at a Christmas party. And, of course, people are going to feed on that like sharks, right? They're going to smell blood in the water. This guy has crippling insecurities every time he's here. It's just funny to make fun of him. And he can't do anything about it. All he can say is, stop making fun of me. It's not going to work. So I would recommend to this guy that he should just move away and meet other people and actually just, try to be a better person in general, and then maybe come back to his family like 5 years from now.
I would say just go ahead and like skip to the end here and just start having your Christmases at a fucking brothel. Some type of a spa of sorts with no windows in it. A lot of men.
And I think leaving that party with your Christmas presents is so fucking gay. Like,
yeah. So I'll get
like,
to
how
that.
passive aggressive can you be?
No, because he's a fucking. Okay, does it mention there at all that he's gay? Because he definitely is gay, and he should just be having his Christmas parties at spas with dudes.
No, he did not mention he's gay, but I think you're just fixated on the idea of gay stuff. I ended up leaving halfway through dinner and taking all the presents I brought with me.
The story's about gay stuff.
I didn't make a fuss. I just picked up my bags and left because we hadn't done presents yet, and they were all still together in my bags. Later, multiple family members told me I was being childish.
Wait. What if Santa Claus wrote this? He took all of the presents away in a bag, and he's a big fat idiot.
Wow.
What if he's Santa?
He had presents in a bag, and then he decided that these people were behaving badly and took the presents back.
He might be Santa.
Look, this guy's pathetic. I don't know. He's not an asshole. I can tell you that much. He's definitely not the asshole. Well, he's just a fucking loser.
Are you saying Santa Claus is a fucking loser?
In a way, yes.
That's so fucked.
He does work for free.
He doesn't.
Go
ahead. He doesn't work for free. All right. Do you seriously think that like the amount of like copyright law Santa would have to violate with the elves? I mean, he's the most powerful man on the planet. He's got space technology that allows him to travel at like ridiculous speeds. Are you serious? Like Santa Claus is bigger. He's probably the guy who runs everything. It might be Santa Rothschild. We don't know his real last name.
The real Illuminati is in the North Pole.
It might say exactly.
Look, I like to imagine Santa skirts around all these copyright issues with his powerful international lawyers that use the borders of the North Pole as a jurisdictional area where none of the copyright laws apply. So I think Santa is actually just lawyered up, and that's why he gets away with it. It's nothing to be proud of.
It's a good idea, but the thing is, I did ask Santa Claus one time, about it, and he laughed, and he
Really?
said that he gets around it because of the government.
Well, what's he making? What do you think he makes per year?
Cash wise, I mean, he's got to like have like it can't be great to like live in a house made of gingerbread. I mean, like they have to rebuild that every 30 seconds, Like I
He's
don't
got
know.
a whole
Right.
factory
Yeah.
too, and he's got to pay for power. He's got to rebuild the gingerbread. I mean, gingerbread doesn't cost a lot of money, but if you're continuously rebuilding it,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I did, ask a Santa, and he was the coolest old guy in the world.
You think he pays those elves a good salary?
I no.
Right? They're
worse
kind of
than a
slaves, aren't
sweatshop.
they?
Yeah, it's a sweatshop.
But they
Maybe
sit.
the elves are just Vietnamese kids
No, elves are what?
in little hats. No. They make the Nike shoes, they make all the things that Santa delivers you, right? Your Yeezys.
Well, not anymore.
Oh, that's true.
Very sad.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want about
Last year to
Santa
get your
Claus.
Yeezys, kids. Last year to get your Yeezys. I'll tell you that
Do
much.
not get the new Yeezys. They're not Yeezys. They took the Yeezy branding off of them, which means you're never getting
They're
Yeezys
cheaper.
again. They're not Yeezys. You're gonna get fucking roasted for having those things. Don't get them.
Okay. Care about shoes. So we're gonna move on. My girlfriend is accusing me
Wait,
of being
what was the
gay.
advice? Did we get? What was the final advice?
I think we told
that
him
guy
to stop being a
sucks?
bitch and
Stop
to
being a
assert
little
his
bitch,
dominance
yeah.
and reframe the conflict
Unless
next time it happens.
unless he is Santa Claus, in which case, I love you, Santa Claus.
Just be a better person in general. Would be my advice to that guy. Just stop sucking so much.
He does sound like a big turd.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is from New King 701. My girlfriend is accusing me of being gay because I didn't cheat on her.
No, she's right.
No. So we've been together for about 2 years now. She's always been the jealous type, but it's never bothered me because I'm not a very social person. So I never felt she would have a reason to be jealous. She knows my schedule, and I have the Life 360 app on my phone, so she knows my location at all times.
Oh,
That's
God.
where it's an iPhone thing or something where or just an app where like you can just keep tabs on all your friends' like locations where they are at all times.
Why
My
would
sister
anybody want
has
that?
it, and some of okay, so my sister got it because she was going through a bad situation with an abusive ex, and people just wanted to make sure they knew where she was. I would imagine people use it for their teenagers to keep tabs on when their teenagers are.
That makes
But
sense.
you can just turn it off temporarily.
So
Like you could just turn it off in the settings.
So like if somebody,
Guy, she doesn't think you're gay because you're not cheating on her. She thinks you're gay because you're complying with all her bullshit.
that's probably true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely probably true.
I-
You just
look-
take the abuse.
It makes sense to like have it on for safety reasons for your kids. I could see that. If some woman ever was like, I need to know where you are at all times, I'd be like, well,
Yeah.
I'm usually at work or home, and guess what? You don't need to know how often I go to Taco Bell, so we're done
Well,
with this.
It's just a complete invasion of privacy. It's the same reason, like my husband and I, we don't look at each other's phones unless it's like he's got it open and he's sitting next to me or something like
I've
that.
literally never done that. You know why? Because I don't give a fuck about what's going on Erica's phone. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's some gay bullshit that I do not care about. You know how boring it is? Talking to her is hard enough. Having to fucking look at her phone to see what she's doing that she doesn't share with me? Jesus, fuck, it'd be so boring.
Yeah, I would feel very uncomfortable with it in general. I don't need my husband knowing every single place I go to. And also it would make Christmas shopping kind of hard. Like, because if I go somewhere that only has like a certain type of thing, he knows I'm getting his Christmas present, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, you can also tell because it's his bank account. But,
Well, yeah, he just has to, that's fine. He knows how
Look,
often I go to Starbucks. It's fine.
I know we interrupted you again, and we don't know the full context, but what the girl is saying, what she's saying is, it's not that you're gay because you're not cheating on me. Is that you've taken away all the mystery. You've complied with all my stalking. I can see where you are all the time. So I know that you're not cheating on me. There's no sexual tension anymore, right? It's
Yeah.
now I know for a fact that it's impossible for you to be cheating on me because you're such a little bitch. You turn on the little GPS, you show me wherever you are. Whenever I ask for your phone, you give it to me. I read through all your texts, and like there's no mystery because I just know you're a compliant little boy.
She knows how boring
That's
you
what
are,
she
too.
means.
Like,
She doesn't mean that you're gay because you're not cheating on me. She means you're gay because you act like a fucking gay boy.
I have this app because one day my father got into a car accident in a remote area and it saved his life. So that makes sense, I guess. But like,
right, but you're not
Sure.
dating him.
Yeah. According to my girlfriend, women often hit on me. I really don't believe that is the case because I'm an average looking dude and I don't put myself out there like that. But she insists this is the case. Women don't hit on people.
No.
It's kinda
She
crazy.
wants that to be the case. She's angry that you're not hit on. She's fantasizing about the idea that you're
No,
such a
wait.
wanted man
No,
that you're a hit on. Because the idea turns her on, but since you keep disproving her, she thinks you're a little gay boy.
No, hold on. Didn't Abby just start this earlier by being like, yeah, women communicate by smiling and, laying turds
That's
on
fair.
the floor.
Right.
Yeah,
Like-
but we don't generally do that if we see him with a woman.
Well, he's not.
So it's more likely. Well, she
And also
wouldn't-
don't lie because women do that more when they see them with a woman. Shut the fuck up.
I don't know, man. I don't. I don't want anyone to like think I'm hitting
think
on their
Bryden's
man.
right here. I
I
think
go
that
out of my way to not.
No, look. When a guy is hit on by multiple women, it makes him more attractive, right? So she's
Yeah.
upset. She's upset that he's doing everything in his power to prove that he's not being hit on, and
Well,
he's
that
not
he's not
attractive to other
desirable.
women. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So she's finding him undesirable, and therefore the only way she can describe it is that you're gay.
She has made multiple attempts to catfish me. She tried Facebook, but
That's
I won't accept a
insane. That's
friend request.
insane.
Yeah. Also, your girlfriend's fucking nuts.
Yeah, just
Or-
leave. You're going to jail. She's insane.
She tried Facebook, but I won't accept a friend request or message from someone I don't know. She tried Instagram, and it was the same. So then she tried Reddit, where I'm likely to respond to a message from a stranger. It was painfully obvious what she was trying to do. I've been using Reddit for a decade, and I know what normal behavior looks like.
No, you
She
do.
said-
Well, that's a hell of a sentence.
Yeah, I
I've
know.
been using Reddit for a decade, so I know what normal behavior looks like.
Mhm.
Okay. Jesus fuck.
Make any sense. Redditors are horrible people. They're just stupid too. Okay, none of them can like type properly either. I'm constantly having to like correct things as I say them. It's very frustrating. It's a good thing I'm a genius. She sent
Right.
me a message like I saw your post. You're so funny. Do you want to hook up? I live in your city. And attached a picture of an attractive woman.
Why would anybody who's been on the internet ever or been alive go, that's legit. Let me let me give this a go. Yeah, definitely. I'm sure this isn't a cop my girlfriend or like best
It's
case
like a bot.
scenario. Best case scenario with somebody way fatter. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was BS and just replied, "You're not fooling anyone." The rest of the day, she gave me the cold shoulder and had an attitude. When I called her out on it, she said, "If you were a real man, you wouldn't have even responded to the message."
See, I thought this was going a different way. I
Like,
thought
you're-
maybe this guy just didn't know anything about, like, maybe she wanted to do some role play weird shit because they had been fucking a bunch or something. Nope. Turns out she's insane.
Your girlfriend's mentally ill, and you need to leave her.
He's going to jail. He will be in jail in the next few years.
I handed her my phone and passcode and told her she can search everything. She did. She gave it back to me about an hour later. At this point, I asked, "Did you find what you're looking for?" while laughing. Now she's accusing me of being gay. She didn't find any messages between me and other women. My search
Wait,
history
what if she
is...
found a bunch of messages between her and another man, though?
that, he never mentions men even once.
I don't know. Maybe he is
says
fucking
women a
dudes.
lot. My search history is mostly about the shows I watch and recipes I want to cook. Also,
Nice.
some medical questions about my pets. He is a woman.
No,
or
all these things are...
gay.
No, all of this stuff is natural.
All right. So look, your girlfriend's mentally ill,
Yeah.
no doubt, right? But what she wants is in a mentally ill, exaggerated way. It makes sense because what she wants is for you to be desired by other women, and she's trying to prove to herself that you're desired by other women, and you're giving her everything that she doesn't want to hear, which is that I'm a little compliant, good boyfriend that will never talk to another woman ever again. And actually, no women ever hit on me, and I can prove it to you. Oh, you're crazy. They don't hit on me. Actually, only you like me. And that's not what she wants to hear because she's crazy. I'm not saying it's good, but that's what she wants to hear. She wants to hear that he is desired by other women. And he is doing everything in his power to disprove that because he thinks that that's what his woman wants to hear because he doesn't understand that she's fucking crazy. So his big issue is that he doesn't understand that his woman's nuts.
I think what he should do is punch her in the mouth.
I was going to say the next
That's
thing.
That's literally what she wants. Now, like, I've seen these women before, okay? They thrive with relationships where you're just beating each other up all the time. Like, both of you, mutual combat, either with words or with fists. Either way. Yeah. Both sometimes. Like, that's what they want.
Or psychological games. She wants there to be like another girl because that's what she wants because she's fucking crazy. She wants the excitement of, oh, he's talking to another girl. He's so wanted. Like, I need to keep him on bay because he's like my guy, but he's also still so wanted. And he's like on Reddit posting about how good of a boyfriend or husband he is. And that's exactly what she doesn't want because she's nuts. What she wants is the constant tension of him and a bunch of other girls, and he's not providing that. But he doesn't realize that that's wrong because he doesn't acknowledge that he's dating a crazy person.
Look, this is easy. All right? Just the next time you're fucking, just slip it in her ass, all right? And then just...
Okay, that's enough.
No, that's it. That's enough.
That could honestly fix the situation because she obviously wants something very radical and intense and different. That's why she's like begging him to have other girls, and he's not doing that for her because he doesn't even understand his own girlfriend. Really, they shouldn't be in a relationship because if you're going to date a crazy girl, you got to play by the crazy rules. Well, and you can't just pretend she's a normal girl. And I guarantee, obviously not.
I guarantee she's not hot. All right. The thing is, just break up with that girl. Put her in her butt first. But then
we're talking about Redditors.
She's not hot.
Put her in her butt. She can't be hot.
And then leave. Put her in her butt and leave.
She's definitely obese. She's definitely not hot, and she definitely like has borderline personality disorder, and she wants her guy to be thirsted after by a bunch of girls.
I will say
he's too stupid to realize any of this is going on.
It is like a normal thing for a woman to want to see that her man is desirable.
Of course.
And desired by others, but he chooses her every time, and he never cheats, and he's never unfaithful. But she wants him.
Hold on,
what?
Hold on. You think that happens?
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Or it doesn't matter if it happens or not. Like, that's beside the point. What I'm saying is that's the dream. Like, your husband gets hit on, but he's like, I'm sorry, ladies. I'm married, and I love my wife. She's the sexiest wife.
You know what happens? No, you know what happens with guys who get married? They if they don't want to cheat on their wives, they just get the stink face. To where, like, when they see hot women, they look away and they're like, ugh. And women hate that because they're like, well, he must not like me, you know. And it's like, that's not true. We do love you, but the thing is, we're just not gonna do it ever. Right. All right, or they get uglier, or they just get the stink face, or but they don't stare and smile like the gals like anymore because you have to go like it's not on the menu, you gotta eat the fucking burger every time.
Really, what this guy should do is if he wants to stay with this fucking crazy girl,
which he shouldn't.
Yeah, he shouldn't, but maybe he probably wants to because he's posting on Reddit about it. What he should do is just flirt with other girls. It's not that fucking complicated. No, it's obviously what she wants. Oh, if you want to give her what she wants, all you got to do is just be a little bit more, or just fucking lie. Be like, oh my God, this girl is checking me out. That's all that your girl wants. Your girl wants to know that you're desirable by other girls. She's made it very fucking clear. She couldn't make it any more clear. So if you want to stay with her and you want to give her what she wants, then all you got to do is be like, oh my God, this girl is checking me out. Oh yeah, I've been flirting with this girl. And then all of a sudden the spark is back in her life because she's fucking insane and you should leave her, but you're not going to. But if you want to stay with her, all you got to do is that. Just give her what she wants. What she wants is to know that there's a chance that other girls are checking you out.
Stop giving this woman what she wants. Women deserve nothing. What he should do is
nothing.
Leave her.
You disgusting
One,
pig.
leave her, but two, what he should do is do things that will make women more attracted to him naturally, instead of
course.
like flirting with girls or lying about any of it. He should just become a better person and then leave her stupid, crazy ass.
He could probably win 50 points with this girl by just turning off his GPS bullshit and telling her it's out of line. And then all of a sudden, because it's mostly going to be in her head anyways, right? She just wants to be able to fantasize about the fact that other girls are after him. It doesn't even need to be real.
Yeah.
If you're stuck with this girl and you don't think you can get another girl and you don't want to leave her because of whatever the fuck, then all you got to do is turn off your GPS and be like, yeah, you know what? This is an invasion of my privacy. That's all she wants to fucking have, is like the idea that you could potentially be hit on by other girls, but you're just not giving her that fantasy. I mean, women are crazy. They want this tension, I mean, I'm not going to justify it. I'm just saying, that's how they are.
So the thing is, like, I've got a great relationship. I don't put up with that shit. But
right,
it's also probably just because we have a great amount of trust.
But again, this girl's crazy. You're not dating an insane woman. Some people want to be with their insane woman. Maybe this guy's like, you know what? Like, I don't think I can get another girl. All right, if you want to keep her, then all you got to do is just fuck with her. She wants you to fuck with her head. That's basically what she's begging you to do from this post, right?
No, don't do that.
Exactly the sort of girl that PUA type, like MGTOW game works on.
Right, 100%.
This is the girls that they're pulling and they're stringing along and spinning plates with. This girl.
Exactly. She wants the psychological games because for whatever fucking reason, well, I know what the reason is, that she's crazy, but that's what she wants. She wants you to play games with her. So why don't you just fucking do it or break up with her? Like, pick a strategy. Do something. Don't write on Reddit about it.
I would just say break up with it. I mean, for real. I cannot.
I would say too. Yeah.
Any
fuck this girl.
Fucking dude who would stick with something like that is a very young man and an idiot. All right, because there's nothing but trouble for you. Like, anybody who has any relationship ever that doesn't value themselves over other people is fucking crazy themselves. No. This guy sounds like a real bozo.
Look, guy. Like, you can date a crazy girl, that's fine if you want to do that, but don't play dumb. Don't play dumb. She's begging you. She's begging you to play games with her.
So
and
why would I do ever?
I don't get it, because my parents raised me and they said that, like, if I'm just nice, then she'll like me. Like, don't play dumb.
One, I'd never be nice. Two, why would I ever do anything that a woman wanted me to do ever?
You wouldn't.
I didn't want to do.
I'm not talking to you, though. I'm talking to this fucking Redditor guy.
That's why Bryden pulls so many hoes. He's just got so much game. Okay, we gotta close this out, guys. But Cloudless, are you gonna stay for the bonus episode? We do 1 hour
I'll
free.
Stay.
Okay, great. So we're gonna close out on the free episode, but everyone can go to patreon.com/here-to-help-podcast.
And then go to onlyfans.com/octoabby.
I thought you were gonna say Bryden. I was like, what? Do we have an announcement? Please don't do that.
I haven't.
Onlyfans.com/peaceful_bully. I got a lot of cool pics up there. Mostly my nipples.
Just sweet nipple cast.
Wonderful. Why don't you tell us about your podcast a little bit before we close out, actually, so everyone can go check that out.
Sure. You can check out the Dr. Dick Show. It's me, this girl. It's a girl. Her name is Dr. Dick. She hasn't been on Twitter much lately, so we haven't had a lot of good episodes. But basically what we do is psychological therapy. We all went to Johns Hopkins University. Me, Senator Baines. That's at Rick James Fan. Dr. Dick, the leader of our little medical clinic here. And we help people with their psychological problems, whether they're borderline, bipolar, schizophrenic, whether they have an Oedipus complex, things like that have been addressed. We've actually helped
complex.
We've actually helped couples end their relationship for their own benefit. Very real, actually. Two beautiful people actually moved out from the same house because of our show helping them so much. So yeah, check us out on Spotify. The Dr. Dick Show.
Spotify, the Dr. Dick Show. Everyone check it out. It sounds like you guys you really fit in here, Cloudless. I feel like we're like
trying to get him on for
sister shows.
100%. Yeah, it didn't work. I flooded my own apartment. I'm sorry, guys.
That's all right. You're here now. We appreciate that. That's a much better excuse than some other ones we've gotten. I'm not going to say it. We're on the free episode. Okay, but we are going to have Cloutless on for another hour. We're going to record after we take a break right after this, and that will be out on Monday on our Patreon. That is patreon.com/here-to-help-podcast. It's just $1. It's $1, and then you get the whole back catalog too, and there's like 12 or something like that. I don't know how
There's
many
more than
there are.
that. This is
It's
the
more than that.
19th. This will be the 19th one.
There you go. So almost 20 bonus episodes for $1. For $1. Come on, guys. You can reach us on Twitter at OctoAbbey and at One and Only Bryden and at Peaceful_Bully. Follow us all, please. Get in touch with me to join our Discord server also. Bryden, do you have any plugs?
Yeah, don't follow me on Twitter. But yeah, on New Year's, I'm going to be doing a New Year's set for a little bit. Probably on YouTube. But I don't know if I'm going to get fucking struck for copyright stuff in Russia and then sometimes America. But yeah, it'll probably be on YouTube on New Year's Eve. I imagine probably around like 9:00 p.m. Eastern, something like that. I'm going to do like a couple hours of DJing. So check that one out. I'm not going till midnight because Erica's going to want to hang out with me, but there will be, as it gets closer, I'll be able to do it. So maybe you do want to follow me on Twitter, but yeah, come and check out my New Year's set's going to have a bunch of lights and all kinds of stuff, just like it did last year, except, I'll be better at it this year. So I'm going to put up a bunch of lights and a projector and all kinds of shit. So should be pretty fun. A lot of, I think I can get the projector to actually match up with the songs. So we'll see. I downloaded a whole thing. I've bought a lot of stuff since then. I have a new controller since last year. Share it with all your friends, please. I would love it if people liked my New Year's set. I've been looking forward to it for a long time.
Also, share this episode right now. Tweet it now, immediately. If you don't, I will come to your house, and it will not be pleasant.
Post it in your family group chats. Post it on Facebook. Share it with your aunt.
Exactly. Your dad would love this show. I know your dad would love it. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and have a great week, secure in the knowledge that we are with you, and we are the only ones you can trust are here to help.